Hi, in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to shoot a time-lapse video on an iPhone. I'm Rich Close with Make Better Video. So we're going to shoot a time-lapse today on an iPhone. So I'll show you how to take a time-lapse on an iPhone. I'll show you the settings to use on an iPhone when we're done, and I'll show you the final with maybe a little music mixed in. iPhone really makes it easy using the video camera. They kind of automatically set it up for you. If you shoot a short time-lapse, it takes a picture about every 10 seconds. If you're going to take a longer time-lapse, the iPhone does a pretty smart job of, let's just say you record for 10 minutes or 20 minutes. In the end, it distills it down and you get a 10 or 20 second video. So the longer time you record, the more it spaces out the frames. How time-lapse works. So normal video, let's just say, is 30 frames a second. So when you record a video, every second your camera takes 30 frames. When you take a time lapse, you might take a frame every 10 seconds. So you can imagine every 10 seconds you take a frame. So in the course of a minute, you get 6 frames. So in 10 minutes, you might get 60 frames. If you played that back at 30 frames a second, you now created a 2-second video, right, over 10 minutes. So you compressed time. They use time lapses all the time to, again, compress time. You've seen them where they may maybe show a night sky and it goes by real quick to show the next morning, or you might see a ship out in the harbor kind of inching along, or a lot of times they show cars in time lapse and lights. Again, everything is speeded up, so you basically are compressing time with a time lapse. All right, so let's look at the iPhone camera settings. So let's open up the camera app and we're gonna go down and select time lapse mode. So you can see time lapse is selected. Once we're in time lapse mode, what you wanna do is you actually wanna hit the exposure lock and autofocus lock. So you press and hold with your finger until you see that AEIF lock show up on your screen, and then adjust the brightness, right, exposure if you will, for the video that you want to take. And once you have that set and the exposure locked, then you hit the record button and the time lapse will start on the iPhone. All right, so there you have it. That's how the iPhone gets set up. We have this thing on a tripod. Again, big tripod, little tripod. For the iPhone, the little one works just fine. You want to place it. We're going to actually put it on these rocks out here and get the rocks in a little bit of the foreground. We're going to tilt the camera up and try and get the changing clouds. I might have to take a longer time lapse today to make that happen. So let's head on over and get the camera and tripod set up. All right, you can see I've got the camera behind me here set up as a time lapse. I'm going to point it up a little bit when we get started. I'll record the time lapse and we'll come back. All right, there you have it. Taking a simple time lapse on an iPhone. Pretty easy to do. Well, there you have it. Check out the description below for links to other videos. Please like it, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll see you in the next video.